Hello, it's me again. I'm trying to think what the next logical step would be to bring you on this journey into my head. Um, to bring you where I was 3 years ago. And the closest thing I can think to do is to read you my suicide letter. And my suicide letter is called Matakiwas. And I'll start reading it for you. There's always been a woman beside me to laugh and hear my tales, and I want all these women to know you are the wind in my sails. Katie, Holly, Ash Monster, Ainsley. You shared your catcher medicine with me, Miigwech, Jessie, Grandma Foot, you know who you are, girl, Miigwech. Sandy, Karen, Carrie, Patsy, Elise, Mallory, Felicia, Cicely. Even though my words have not always been kindest, nor the light of my heart the brightest, I want to remember you well, and tell Creator all the wonderful gifts you gave. I remember you lit my candle and always embraced my flame. Oh, Sammy, you're here too. I almost forgot. Hee hee. I love you all. And I want to remember my blood sisters too while I'm at this. Angie girl, you know how you like to talk, and I'm happy to be a soft landing place for you. Tammy, you looked for me and helped me find home. Letting me stay with you means more than words can ever say. Becky, girl, your house is always so crazy. Kids up at 3 a.m. and all. But I'm glad I stayed with you too. It was good to finally meet you guys. Rachel! We embraced our crazy together, and I love you for that. I say these words now because I'm dying to myself. I'm on a road where I need to go in the ground, but I'm not sure how and in what way. But I need to kill the ugly parts of myself so I can walk in beauty. That Danae teaching is so beautiful, I heard it and wrote it in my heart. There is love caged in me doing its damnedest to get out. What you didn't know, Becky, is that I was listening when you told Tasha to mind herself around all the cute native boys, because they were her cousins. And I heard you talking about that certain male body part and was laughing inside, just wanting to say, I hear you. Lol. Closets are horrible, coffins are too. If I died the real way and not the way I was planning. Don't let Stephen and Janet Rasmussen put me in a box. That's a horrible way to go. Live in a cage and die in one too, I suppose. I want to be burned, and I want you to put the 4 medicines with me, mix them in my ashes, and put them with me in Lake Superior. I don't know how things are done in the traditional way. I don't know if the elders would approve of doing that. Maybe they would say mean things, not understanding that because I could not properly imitate them in life, I will die and be with them and imitate them when I die to my white self. I don't know how to get the white out of me without killing myself somehow. I'd put myself in Clorox, but that would just be too ironic. Laugh, people, laugh. It's okay to laugh at a funeral. I always laughed when I should have cried and cried when I should have laughed. That was the crazy backwards medicine I came in with. Ask Rachel, she knows. That's why I loved the backwards driving girls in the movie Smoke Signals. I joke about my cerebral palsy. I say the reason I had it and walked with it in life and was given it as a gift from Creator was because I landed so hard when I came down from the spirit world. I came in for a crash landing and hit hard. Maybe I was laughing all the way down. I asked Creator that I go the same way I came in, laughing. I want to honor my 2 spirit brothers and sisters too. They said kind things to me, and gave me gifts with kind words. No one on this earth has shown me kindness like that before. Well, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe people have shown me kindness like that before and I just not remembered them right. Maybe what I meant to say is I've never been around so many people all in one place whose way of walking is to give without expecting something in return. I still don't know how to say things just right, bear with me. But I'm glad there are people who are teaching me and I am learning. And I guess what I want to say is that I'm okay. I sat with my medicines. I bawled my eyes out, and now I'm tired as hell, but I'm okay. Kind words need kind actions to live. Kind words need laughter to live. Kind words need lots of care and attention if you want them to grow in your heart. And then go give a bouquet of flowers to someone with your kindness. Wait for it to form full instead of, I need to give you this because you gave me that. Just do, don't say. If you are unhappy with your hospitality, clean dishes so that when people come over, they will have somewhere to eat off of. When you give tit for tat, it's like you are fighting, trying to outgive. You are giving the way debt collectors take. Outgiving is not good giving because you cannot promise someone something you do not have yet. That is the lesson both you and she are learning in this. Be good to each other, but don't promise something you haven't gotten yet. And don't die before your time, little one. We see your babyhood and your humility, and you're trying to heal where you went wrong. But do you see what you wove in the lesson it teaches? It is a good way. And then I'm gonna do a little whatever interpretation. That's kind of one of the where it starts with the kind words need kind actions to live. That's not from me. That's outside advice from inside my own head. And let's check the time here. I got like 6 minutes left, so basically at this time, Ash and I, my best friend and I, we were sharing a bank account, and it was really bad because like what would happen is she would put money in there, and then I would end up spending it, and it was just bad. We shouldn't have done that. We shouldn't have shared a bank account, but we did. Because at the time, like, I guess they wouldn't let her have her own account, and I was in a place where I had a bank account, and I was, you know, pretty good with my bank. I was good at paying my bills on time and stuff like that, so she asked me if she could deposit her check in my account, and then, you know, stuff would happen, and I would end up spending part of it, and so we were kind of in the middle of like, oh, well, I need to pay you back because, you know, I just spent your money and I'm sorry, but, you know, this is what happened or whatever, and so we were in the middle of that, and so they were giving me advice about that, you can't give something to someone that you don't already have. And then I'll continue. This was a woman's voice that was coming through me, and she said, I'm glad to be able to speak gently with you because I know these men and their pain. And I'll do a little interpretation there. I read this book way back in the day called We Have a Right to Exist, and it's by this guy, his English name is Francis Blake, but his Indian name was Wubekinu. And I read his book, and it was the hardest book that I ever read. And I don't say that lightly. It was the hardest book I ever read because it went there, it stayed there, it lived there, and it was a very hard place to come to emotionally. And I feel like I was the only person that ever read the book. So if you find the book and you read it, you have to let me know what you think, because I would love to have somebody else read the book and give their thoughts on it. But anyway, he was one of the men and who was hurting, and she was explaining him to me. She was explaining why it was so painful to read that book for me, and that's why she said the things that she said. I'll continue. I know that they have had their hair cut, and why that makes them sad. Be sad with them sometimes. Be sad for them. But don't stay sad too long. Don't keep what you need to give back to Mother Earth. And don't break the beautiful vessel Creator has given you. Don't hide a lamp under a bushel basket, okay? And that's the end of the lady speaking to me. And then I said, I'm sitting the way they sat, and they have honored me with their kind and true words. Miigwech for speaking with me. My things are second-hand because people have gifted me with them. I will wear things second-hand, maybe for the rest of my life, because the first hand has no idea what the second hand is doing. I am being a cactus and showing people how to treasure water. But the spirits have spoken, and they said you cannot appreciate what you are not willing to give away. And I'm alluding there to my own suicide. I'm alluding to the fact that I felt like I had to give away my life in order to appreciate it. So I had to lose my life in order to gain it. And then I go on to say, when God gives you pigs to eat and there's nothing else around, you eat pigs. Sorry to all my Jewish relatives, it's true, you have to eat what you're given to eat. When God gives you ashes and there's nothing else around, you eat ashes. When God gives you dirt and you don't see anything else around, you eat dirt. And then I said the last line is the kicker. When you are foolish enough to think there is only you around, you will start to eat yourself. And I think that's exactly the process that was happening. It was that I was thinking, oh, there's only me, so, you know. So it was kind of like, I don't know, it was weird. These thoughts kind of came in, but they weren't really my thoughts, really. And then I definitely know this next line, this next series of lines is not from me. That is what it means to be Wendigo. They see only themselves and they do not understand what the world has offered them. They do not give thanks because they do not know how. They've been eating ashes and shit for so long they don't know any better. But we have been doctoring you to bring you back, to show you the way again. Bring this to the old-timers, and this time, sit and listen to what they have to tell you. You elephant people are blind, slow, and stubborn, but an elephant brings good medicine in, because if your memory is as good as you say it is, you will not forget what we are beginning to teach you. And with that, I will close, and I'll start again in the next episode. Dun dun dun.